Ørjan, you started in direct selling as a skeptic. So I'm really curious, what flipped the switch for you?
It's kind of like multiple things that happened, but I came into the meeting, I think I was like this, probably my legs tied up like this. And then during the meeting, I was fascinated about the idea that you could make money on your own sales, and then you could build a sales team, then you could make money on their sales. But what totally blew me away was when I realized that, wow, not only that, but I can have a residual. So if those customers buy again, I will be able to make money on this, like in multiple generations. After a few weeks, I said, okay, this might be legit, but let me know, try it. And it was a horrible experience. I couldn't recruit a single person. Like I could sell, but I couldn't get anybody on my team. Then my uplines comes, and that's my two uncles, and they say, well, we have this thing that is better than the thing that you're with. I'm very lucky that it was better. And I spent my entire summer in the new company, 3 months, and I got my first person in. And that was the biggest moment in my life because the circles were working. If you remember back in the old days, we used the whiteboard and we drew the circles on the whiteboard. And now actually the circles worked. It worked for me. No, it was just about getting more circles on the board.
So you start out, you have a struggle. Then you said it took about 3 months to get that first customer. After that, let's go through just a little bit of the process. Were you just in one company? Were you in multiple companies?
No, so that was my second company. And then they brought me to the third company. And in that one, I managed to build a team of 17 people in 2 years and 496 customers. And I got a little residual check. And I remember I'd worked so hard. I probably put in 3,000 hours as I was also going to university studying. And then my residual check was $69. And I went, I like, this is when I quit. I mean, this is when I finally get paid. And it's literally no money at all. And then the story goes on. I was saying, no, I don't want to do anything more. And then my two uncles, again, they don't go away. And they were very convincing into getting me into the fourth company.
At what point was this? How many years
This was, I'm embarrassed to say, 1996 in September 1996.
Okay.
And I was 21 at the time. And I was very uncertain if I was going to do it. But eventually, their persistence, and I tell this on very many of my calls, their persistence, having me saying no in all kinds of ways, got me in. And when I finally said yes, that's the most important yes up until that day in my life. And if they wouldn't have been persistent, I would have never joined again, and my life would have been completely different. But that put me on a journey. And so 4 years with no results. And then the next 4 years, I built one of the largest teams ever built in the Scandinavian countries. And we passed over €1 million a year in income.
During those 4 years, like you said, you almost quit several times, right?
Yeah.
And then you go on to build one of the largest teams in your specific area. And then at what point did you decide, I want to start my own company?
Now, on that journey of success, it was different because I was highly successful. It worked for me. It was a fantastic business. But it didn't work for everyone in the team. And I wanted a better model with better retention, with a program that worked for also the little person where they could feel successful. So it was a series of discussions, conflicts, philosophy, differences that led us in the end to buy a division of that company. So I still have the same ID number today as I got in 1996. So I never quit again, but we did purchase a part of the company. And then as that company was failing, and the reasons for that, I probably can't cover all of it, but we were in telecom market in Scandinavia became really brutal. We had to sell off everything or go bankrupt. That was our two options. And then starting Zinzino, we gave everyone in that company the offer of having free shares in Zinzino in exchange for what they had in that company, and then we brought over the database. So that's how we ended up forming Zinzino in 2005, and me and my wife became the major owners because we were the only ones that wanted to put in more money.